Good morning, traders. Today is Thursday, November 3rd. It's 9:10 a.m. and here are your morning ideas. Okay, traders. Yesterday we got the Fed announcement. Like we expected to see some slow movement into the Fed minutes. So let's look at the small picture so we can see what actually happened. The morning ideas came out yesterday around here. We said that maybe more of a back and forth with maybe some risk off in the morning, and that's precisely what we got. We just kind of balanced here, waiting for the news to come out. When the news came out, it was a rather hawkish number, 75 basis points again, which I think that some people were expecting that the Fed would loosen the stance a little bit and not be so tightening with the money with the rate. But what they did is they came out and said, okay, we're still going to hike 75 basis points, but hinted at maybe, loosening up a little bit later in future meetings. What the market did after the minutes was it went higher, okay, which is a little bit peculiar because that seems like it's a pretty negative an announcement, and it is, just to see it just sell right back off. And so from top to bottom, what we get here is we get all the way up to 3,900, and then we close yesterday down here at 3,780. So went down like 120 points, roughly from high to low. And you can see here the timestamp at 230 or so on the 230 bar. We get to that high. So we did get quite a bit of a push before we got that reversal, which makes, again, these news moves pretty difficult to time, because you would think that, hey, if the 75 basis points will likely go down, well, we did go down, but we went up first, and you would have had to have a pretty deep pockets to be able to withstand that move early early after the news. What we did overnight, we closed on the lows, and when we close on the lows like that, we expect to see some kind of a continuation. That's really what we got. The London session wasn't very good for the markets. You can see that we're trading down at 37.34 now. When we do this, I like to look at the big picture to see where that brings us. Now that we've settled down a little bit, and I say settled down, that doesn't mean that we're not trending, but we're not getting the volatile moves like 120 points in an hour kind of move. This brings us right back into this area that I keyed on yesterday that said if we go lower, I'd be looking for 36.95 to 3,700 to hold. You can see here, you see this chunk here I'm circling with my mouse. This chunk here is where the volume really starts to pick back up from when we were down here previously. This usually means that the market will start to have trouble just freely pushing lower here. I would expect to see at least some kind of support down in this area where we're getting to. I mean, we're not there yet, but we're starting to get into the volume. When I see the volume here, like I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger for you to see, when I see the volume here is where I really expect to see the market start to either below or above. It doesn't matter. We see the same thing on the other side. When the market is moving into a thick level, we see the resistance there. We're coming down into a previously thick level. We expect to see some support there. We're trading just below now last month's VWAP. So that's what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for a market that will likely... To say that we're done moving lower here after such a hawkish number yesterday, is probably a little bit short-sighted. I don't know what this market is going to do, nor does anybody else, right? I'm just thinking in probabilities here that we'll likely try to go lower and bang into this volume first. I don't know that we get a sustained rally off of that, but at least I think that we get some kind of a slowdown. I don't see this market opening up and going straight through all of this and continuing, indefinitely lower. Let me see here if I can get this thing working. Continuing lower, like right off the bat and just ripping right through all of this. I'm not sure why it won't stay on. There we go. Wrong button. Sorry, guys. So I'm not looking for some kind of a trend down to push through all of this. Remember, we have non-farm payrolls tomorrow at 8:30, which is another big number. Depending on how the unemployment number, how the non-farm payrolls number comes out, we will, it may dictate, also what the Fed does next month as well. So those things have a correlation on each other. So again, I don't see it. It's definitely possible that we get more like panic. We get some panic selling today because of the Fed yesterday, and we get a continuation of what happened in the afternoon. But I think that what's more probable is that we, probably run at some point in today into 36.95 and try to bounce. I don't know if that bounce will be sustained. However, I do think that that's what we will do. And I don't see us, pushing straight through down here to the bottom at 3,600 right away. I just don't see it. Again, that doesn't mean that it can't happen. I want to warn you guys about that because I don't want anyone watching this to think that the market think about the market in absolutes. It's just not, it doesn't happen like that. We think in probabilities only, and the probability here is we will get some kind of support off of the open here. All right, guys, that's it for today. Let us know if you guys have any questions.